Hey, what's up guys, and welcome back to Anime King 3, and today I'm going to be giving you part 2 of What If Naruto Was the Forces of Nature. Remember to get this one to 100 likes as usual, share this to all of your friends on your social media platform, and also guys, stay in tune for the rest of the What Ifs coming your way, and I hope you guys enjoy each and every one of them. And remember, if you're new, yes, I indeed have 3 channels, Anime King, Anime King 2, Anime King 3, which I post What If on every single day. Yes, you heard that correctly. Every single day for you guys to enjoy. So go ahead, click that red subscribe button and become part of the Anime King family. Anime King, Anime King 2, Anime King 3. Links will be down in the description, so go ahead and check them out, guys. And not to mention, remember to turn on the bell notification. With the amount of What If I post, sometimes it's a lot. So turn on the bell notification and stay in tune. So without further ado, what is we leap into this new episode start, the intro. So the last time we left off, it had been a couple of years since the attack on the village, where the massive nine-tailed fox had rendered the village, well, speechless with this attack. However, there was someone on Harrison's mind recently. Well, a few months ago, the attack of the Uchiha clan had been commenced. Itachi Uchiha had slaughtered his clan. Most people believe that he did it because he just gone mad or crazy. Most didn't understand the reason, but only a select few knew exactly why he did. But Sasuke Uchiha was not one of them. Most time he could not take it being in his compound, so he went to a nearby training ground, and that is where he met him. Naruto Uzumaki. As Naruto was a peculiar child. For one thing, as Sasuke tried to hit him to vent his anger when the both of them got into a small argument, Sasuke found himself unable to do so, which was rather strange and made no sense, as he truly believed himself to be the best out of all the kids around his own age. So it was rather anger to him, as he tried to hit Naruto over and over again, but he failed every single time. As Naruto told him that he will be back the next day. Upon going home, Naruto showed remarkable control over water, as he was able to water his plants by just waving his hand over it. The next day he arrived, Sasuke was there. Several people had told Sasuke not to hang out with him, as Naruto didn't know the reason why they hated him. However, Sasuke was not gonna just list those people, as he didn't give a damn about them, as he continued trying to hit Naruto. But something happened though, as Naruto had poked him in the forehead. It brought back memories of Itachi. He climbed up as he told Naruto to leave him alone. As Naruto left, feeling, well, outcast and pushed away like many other times before. However, Sasuke didn't mean it like that. Sasuke did not see him until the academy, where he was shocked. It was then that he proceeded to apologize. It took a lot for him to do that because of who he was. Sasuke Uchiha did not apologize, but he did, because he didn't mean it like that. He was not the one that he wanted to leave him alone. As Naruto didn't seem to have a problem with that, he was just glad that he was his friend. Some time passed after that, as it was their first sparring session of the academy. Sasuke dominated the fight with a normal civilian child. Kiba was supposed to face off against Naruto. Kiba was shocked when he was thrown so hard that it didn't make much sense. The teacher, the students, they were shocked as well. But Sasuke was used to it by now, so he did not say anything. It was then that Naruto finally went to the Hokage. He didn't know why the people hate him, so he believed that it was because of the things that he could do, so he never told anyone. Harrison was confused what he meant by that. It was then that Naruto proceeded to show him the strange things that he can do, which doesn't really make any sense. as they were rather strange. Harrison brought Naruto to the top, medical expert regarding bloodlines. The man ran a test on Naruto and came out with a lot of information. There was something that he could not figure out about Naruto, but so far Naruto seemed to have complete control over the elements. From what he can do, he had a small grasp over all of them, but other than that, he wasn't quite sure. The Shinigami was watching this every now and then. It was his fault. It was a mistake he made a long time ago, and now Naruto was a force of literal nature itself. He had yet to unlock the full capability of what he could do. As the Shinigami blamed himself because it was his fault, right in the time once he was committing something rather serious, he was summoned by the fourth Hokage, and he placed the demon inside the child, but he also placed something else inside of him by accident, something that would look rather shameful on him. So he did not interfere. However, so far the child has not done anything that would cause a mass calamity, or take away the life of those who were destined to die another time. However, the Shinigami made his changes by accident, and so Naruto was not on his spectral. Yes, he could not see when Naruto was gonna die, and he could see when everyone was gonna die. This child's fate has been changed by him, and the only thing that he could do right now is watch. Only watch and see if there was anything that was gonna happen out of his control. So yeah guys, basically let's pull it off. You guys can switch across to please check it for yourself, and also remember to stick around for the rest of the what ifs coming your way for Anime King and Anime King 2. I need up 3 channels that I post what if on every single day for you guys to enjoy, so stick around for them, and I really hope that you guys enjoy. So without further ado, what do you say we leap right into this new episode? Let's get into it, guys. The fear of death was always there. When anyone chose to take up a life of a bandit or a criminal, there was a high chance that one day your time would come. So, these bandits celebrate as best as they could. They enjoy themselves while they committed the most darkest, twistedest crimes. At the moment they were happy, drinking expensive jug of sakes. There was a lot of them in the camp. They were in the coast of the Fire Country. They had just raided a nearby town, and they had left behind broken, suffering people, but yet they did not care. They were enjoying themselves. After all, they knew that one day their time will come. So why waste it in feeling empathy, sorry for anyone? They made sure that they did not, as all of them were drinking and singing along. Their camp was well secured. However, it was not secured enough. Up in the trees, someone looked down towards the camp. The only thing that could be seen was his eyes. A set of fully developed Sharingan. 3 totem in both of his eyes, as they seemed to just pierce through the darkness. He said nothing, he did not move, he just sat there, piercing down towards them. He then rose to his feet, as he vanished in a Shunshin. It didn't take him too long to appear down in the dead center of the camp. As he moved into the darkness. And just like that, one of the bandits fell. His friend thought he had just passed out from drinking too much, but when he turned him over, he saw a kunai lodge in his throat. He was bleeding out badly. Only a few seconds until he died. His friend shouted out, causing the others to turn his way, thinking that he was put on shore or something, but they saw the blood. What the? Before anyone else could say anything, 2 of them was taken down. A kunai well placed in the throat. The marks were definite and it hit perfectly. It was then whatever it was leaped from the shadows. The only thing they heard was a blade sliding out of its sheath, and 2 bandits fell. The others got into top gear, as all of their screaming and commotion caused the leader of this ragtag group to exit his tent. He was a tall, burly man with a few scars over his body. They were his trophies from his battles that he came out of alive. He wasn't anything special, but he was stronger than most of them here. Well, all of them to be exact. He was the leader of the camp. He had dark grey hair. Small black beady eyes. "What the hell is going on?" he said as he stepped out. That is when he saw the bodies. Someone dropped right in the center of the camp. He moved with such a quick ferocity that the bandits barely had time to even react, as they were cut down. He was wearing a black cloak. His hands were not visible yet. You saw the blade as he rushed towards the leader. Without a word, the leader had a bit of training. That is why he was able to predict the attack and move back, as a sword slash where his head once was. A definite kill strike. This person was not playing around. The man reached for a mix between a butcher knife and a machete. It was large. As he brought it down, the ninja leaped as the knife hit the ground. He landed on the blunt side before he threw a kunai towards the captain's face. However, the man tilted his head as the kunai split right into the tent. But the ninja did not stop though as he ran up the blade before he leaped. While in mid-air, he threw his blade up as he flashed through hand sign. Fire style. Fireball jutsu. As he released a massive fireball, the leader of the camp leaping for his life as he crashed over to the side, hitting his arm rather badly on the ground. He got back to his feet as all of his men huddled up. The ninja landed right in the center of all of this. "I don't know who the hell you are, you little punk, but you made a big mistake coming in here, because you won't leave here alive." It was then that the leader felt a weight settle down on his shoulder. The ninja from before seemed to get angry at that. He finally looked up so he could see his face. "I didn't need your help, you know that, right?" "There's a lot of them." The leader was shocked and confused. Someone sat on his shoulder. He was large enough for the person to sit down on his shoulder. That meant it wasn't a full-grown adult. But the person was sitting on his shoulder. The amount of disrespect that took. Who could have the balls to do something like that? Remember, we can't allow anyone to find out about this. I can't let you get sliced up out here, or injured. After all, if I were to take you to the hospital, what would the others say? Like these idiots can actually wound me. The arrogant voice came from a ninja who stood in front of him. The leader had enough as he reached to grip whoever this was by his throat. However, the person simply slammed his hand down on his skull, causing the leader's knees to buckle as he crashed right into the ground with such force. His kneecaps shattered at the force. The person jumped off as his foot touched the ground. And besides, you know we can't stay out here for a long time, so why don't we end this? Fine. Why don't we do that combo attack? Fine by me. The ninja in black flashed through hand sign as fast as possible, while the other one simply took in a deep breath. Fire style. Phoenix Fire Rage. He spewed out several destructive balls of fire. The other ninja seemed to blow a colossal amount of wind from his mouth. The two attacks collided as the bandits were burned alive. The screams that they screamed died out after a few seconds. The one in the black turned his back. "Still bothering you, huh?" It's for an axe. But he turned back around. "I'm fine." "You know that you can't lie to me, right?" "I can tell when you're lying always." "I said I'm fine, but you're not." "I know it's a bit difficult, but that's a good thing. At least we know that you're not a cold, heartless monster." But these guys, they deserve what they got. They are the bandit group that has been terrorizing the small port villages in the Fire Country, raping, killing, slaughtering innocents. They knew that one day this will come, so they shouldn't be surprised. "I guess you're right," the one in the black said as both of them move off. These two individuals vanished in the night, like they were never there to begin with. Time skip at the Hidden Leaf. Hiruzen Sarutobi sat behind his decks. A lot has happened in the past couple of years, but the most spectacular growth was Naruto Uzumaki and Sasuke Uchiha. Itachi was 13 years old when he committed the atrocity of killing his clan Because of that, several things had changed in Konoha. For one thing, Hiruzen was not letting any children, talented or not, get out of the academy before time was done. And he upped the academy age as well. 14 years old. That is how long it took to graduate from the academy, so they could be taught more. However, from the grades and from the reports, but not just from that, from the spars that they committed, Hiruzen is sure that Sasuke is strong, as Itachi was when he was in Anbu Black Ops. Or if not as strong, maybe he was close to that level. Yes, it might sound crazy, given that Itachi and Sasuke had two different backgrounds. Itachi was supposed to be the clan heir. He was bred for that. He was taught for that. Gruesome training sessions. He had to become the next strongest Uchiha, the clan heir. It was his job to carry the clan, so there was a lot of pressure. However, since meeting Naruto, Sasuke took his training to a completely different level. There had been several people around the village that would be all too eager to teach Sasuke. However, if those people had a problem with Naruto, Sasuke seemed to literally hate them with every fiber of his being. The both of them had become so close, it was almost like they were brothers. Sasuke had dived into the dangerous artifacts of his clans, dangerous jutsus. He had went into all of the secrets of the Uchiha clan. And despite that being belonged to him, he brought Naruto with him. The first year of the academy, they went to the academy, but for the next couple of years, they did not. Hiruzen had used his crystal ball to spy on them. Every time that they were supposed to be at the academy, they were at the Uchiha compound training, day in, day out, sparring or simply talking. They had sent the Shadow Clone instead, to take their place. The boys did not attend the academy. Hiruzen knew that he should go there and talk to them about this, but he was impressed by what they were doing, and not to mention with them getting stronger, the village was also getting stronger as well. But there could be a bit of a drawback to this. Several people start to complain about Naruto getting stronger, because as much as strong as Sasuke was, Naruto was on a whole different level. It became so bad that people started to believe that he was getting strength to attack them once again. Those idiots that believed that he was a 90th fox. His law prevented him from saying anything but several council meeting, worried citizens that gave their acknowledgement to the civilian council came to him, and because Naruto was not a ninja yet, they were trying to interfere to derail his training. However, Naruto and Sasuke hadn't learned one single thing at the academy except for natural teaching like the history of Konoha. But when it comes towards ninja training, they had went to several people in the village. People that did not mind helping them or showing them a thing or two. One such person being Uncle Minarashi. She was all happy to help the kids, in her own strange way, by chasing them with snakes, and trying to literally kill them with snakes. Evasion training she called it. But the boys did not turn it down, and everything they have shown so far has impressed Hiruzen. So far he did not know the true capability of what the both of them could do, but at the moment he was having a dilemma. Any team the both of them were placed on, it would be unfair for the others. That is why he was wondering if he should make a special pardon for the both of them. Because they were leagues, no, they were miles ahead of the other academy students. And it just wouldn't be fair. So this was the dilemma that he was having. And he only had a couple of weeks to sort this out, otherwise he would be in trouble not having a team to place them on. He really needed to know what he was gonna do. At the moment though, Naruto Uzumaki walked through the streets of the village. The past couple of years has been good, very good. However, due to all the training, all the self-taught techniques, they still needed the experience. That is why they spend their nights most of the time leaving the village and heading out to the land of fire. It was a few years back when Sasuke awakened his Sharingan, when he almost got killed. Luckily Naruto was there though. That is when he first activated his one Totem Sharingan. And since then, because of the training, his eyes had evolved, now possessing 3 totem in each of them. At the moment it was literally a waste for them to go to the academy because there was no one at the academy. Not even the instructors were strong enough to defeat them. At the moment though, Naruto has grown. He was standing at a good 5 feet 8. For a 14-year-old, it was a good height. His blonde hair had stopped right at the crook of his neck. As he calmly made his way, he was dressed in black pants, a blue t-shirt, and black sandals as he was making his way to Ichiraku Ramen. However, the scene that he saw caused him to pause. When he saw Ayam, someone was holding onto her arm rather tightly. The guy seemed to be in his late teens. He had dark hair, dark eyes. The clothing that he was wearing was rather expensive. As Naruto could tell, Ayam seemed to be afraid. As Naruto walked over, "Let her go," he said. While Naruto was 5'8", the guy was 5'9". So he wasn't that much taller. Huh? Who said? He paused. A look of disgust came on his face as he noticed Naruto. But then he smirked arrogantly. "Do you know who I am?" he said. "No, I don't. But I said, let her go." "Naruto-kun, don't," Ayam said. As he laughed as he released Ayam, he smirked down towards Naruto. "Let me tell you something," he said. "My name. You should know it. If you're going to walk around here and talk to people as you see fit. My name is Jiro Masaratu," he said. As Naruto gave him a blank look, Jiro simply laughed. "Well, someone as uncivilized and stupid as you wouldn't know. But that name, that last name, if you hadn't heard it before, it belonged to my father. I suggest you look it up before you go run your mouth next time." He then gave Ayam a look. "I'll be back later," he said. She nodded shyly as Naruto stood in front of him. "Get out of my way," Jiro said. As Naruto looked the boy dead in his eyes, he flinched a bit, but he regained his confident smirk. "What are you gonna do? Hit me?" he said. "You better think long and hard before you do something to me. You wouldn't want to get in trouble now," he said. "Naruto-kun, it's alright, just let him pass," Ayam said. "It's nothing for you to worry about." Naruto gave the guy a look as he walked past, shrugging as he did. Ayam laughed it off nervously as Naruto reached out and grabbed her hand. "What are you—" "Your wrist," said Naruto. As her wrist was roughed up rather badly. "He did this, didn't he?" Naruto turned, but she grabbed onto his shoulder. "It's alright," she said. "It's nothing for you to worry about. I'll handle this myself. Please, just don't." "What's going on? Why are you allowing him to do this to you? Does your father know that—" "Naruto-kun, please. You cannot tell my father about this." "Why not?" said Naruto. "I'm begging you. As my friend, just let it go. I can handle it myself." "It didn't look like you were handling it," said Naruto. "It's fine," she said. "I promise. Can we just stop talking about it? Now what can I get you?" As Naruto did not answer. "What can I get you?" she asked. He released a breath as he gave her a soft smile. "You know I'm just looking out for you, right?" he said. "Yes, I know," she said, "but I'm fine." "So, the usual?" As she was trying to change the topic. "Yeah, the usual," said Naruto. Time skip. Hiruzen was behind his desk as he watched Naruto walk into his office. "Ah, Naruto-kun," he said. "What can I do for you?" "There's someone I need to talk to you about." "What's going on?" asked Hiruzen. "Does the name Maseratu mean anything to you?" "Yes. I know that name very well. What of it?" "Who exactly is that?" said Naruto. "Well, Hayato Maseratu is the leading faction of most of the shopping districts in Konoha," he said. "He has a son, correct?" "Yes, Jiro Maseratu." "What about him?" "I need you to tell him to stay away from Ayam." "Ayam? Oh, the ramen waitress, correct?" "Yes," said Naruto. "I saw him today, and he was squeezing her arm rather tightly. She didn't want him to be there, but he was refusing to leave. I know she has a bruise mark on her arm. I need you to tell him to stay away from her." "Did she say that she wanted to make a formal complaint?" "No, but she—" "Naruto-kun, then I can't really do much." You can't, said Naruto. I'm telling you that he's hurting her. What do you mean you can't? Well, if she doesn't come to me herself and make a formal complaint, it will be her words against his, and without any evidence. As Naruto gave the man a blank look. However, Hiruzen said, I know that child very well. I will speak to him myself and see what is going on. Thank you, said Naruto. As Hiruzen noticed the look Naruto-kan, said, as Naruto paused, don't do anything stupid. Do you understand me? He said. What do you mean? I'm saying, don't do anything stupid. I will speak to him and get back to you. Alright? As Naruto nodded. A few days later, once again Naruto visited the ramen shack. As he arrived, Naruto took his head, as he was the only one there. Where's Ayam? Said Naruto. Oh, she wasn't feeling too good today. She's at home. Is she alright? She told me that it was just a flu, and she didn't want me to catch it, so she's quarantining herself off. I was gonna close up to bring her some soup. Do you think you can do me a favor? Yeah, sure, said Naruto. A few minutes later, as Naruto knocked on the door, there was no answer. He knocked once again, but there was no answer. He knocked once again, but there was no answer. Ayam, he called out. Oh, I'm coming, her voice said from the back. As he wondered what was taking her, it was then that she opened up. She had a blanket draped over her head, most of her features being hidden. Naruto-kan, she said. He could see her right eye, but not her left. What are you doing here? Your father asked me to bring you some soup, said Naruto. I heard that you weren't feeling too well. Oh, thank you, she said. As she reached out to take it from him, that is when he noticed it. The black and blue marks on her arm. Naruto pushed the door aside. Naruto-kan, what are you? What is this? Said Naruto. It was then that he looked up. Her face seemed completely fine. However, Naruto reached up as he wiped her face. Upon doing so, makeup came on his hand, a lot of it. Upon wiping off the makeup, he saw her eye. The black and bruised marks are on it. Who did this to you? He said. It was him. That guy, wasn't it? I'm gonna... As Naruto turned his back, but she grabbed him. As the soup fumbled in his arms. Please, you can't, she said. Why not? I asked the Hokage to speak to him. You did what? I told you not to get involved, she yelled at him. As Naruto was confused. I'm just trying to... I don't need your help, she said. Please, just stay out of it. Don't tell anyone else. I'm fine, just leave it alone. As she took the soup. As she closed the door. As Naruto stood there as he heard her crying behind the door, muffling her crying. The sky above started to get darkened. Even though it was a rather sunny day within the village, clouds started to gather from all over. As Naruto made his way towards the Hokage's tower, once again, as usual, Naruto barged in. As Hiruzen looked up from his work, Hiruzen paused and he saw the look on Naruto's face. He was not pleased. Did you speak to Jiro as I asked you? Yes, I did. He told me that it was one big misunderstanding. She's at home right now. Her left eye is swollen, and there's bruise marks all over her body. What? Hiruzen said. Old man, said Naruto. His voice was calm despite. As Hiruzen glanced to the window behind him as he saw, the sky outside was darkening. As he focused his gaze upon Naruto. You are the Hokage of this village. There must be something that you can do to stop this. That boy that you know, he's not a good person, and he's hurting her. So I need you to do something before. As you said the previous day, I have to do something foolish. And what do you mean by that? Hiruzen said. You are the Hokage of this village, I say once again. You can't allow your citizens to be harassed and hurt. Ayam is one of the most kindest people I know. But she's afraid. She won't make a formal complaint by herself because she's afraid. So you need to do something. Hiruzen released a breath. Alright, Naruto, he said, calm down. I will take better actions regarding this. And I will get to the bottom of it. Just give me some time. Fine, said Naruto. Time skip. Sasuke watches Naruto arrive. Hey, what's up, he said. The moment he saw it, he could tell that something was wrong. Naruto was the only one that grew over the past couple of years. Sasuke has grown as well, now standing at 5'7", Naruto being slightly taller than him. The both of them are 14 years old by now, as they should be graduating the academy in a couple of weeks. But Sasuke could tell that something was wrong, having been close friends, almost like brothers with Naruto. Brothers, except for the only thing that they didn't have in common was blood. He could tell that something was wrong instantly. This guy, Jiro Maserato, he's hurting Ayam. Wait, what? Sasuke knew her as well. After all, she was one of Naruto's other close friends. And she was a good girl. Wait, that name. I know that name. You do? Said Naruto. Yeah. The Uchiha compound has a lot of districts and bonds that has been generating over time. Once I reach the age of 16, it will be formally handed over to me. That guy has been probing me for some time now, I guess, for his father's sake. It's for us to have a proper conversation regarding those districts. If I'm not mistaken, he owned a lot of foot in her own Konoha. What does this have to do with Ayam? I guess they're dating or something. They are? Said Sasuke. I know I'm arrogant, but that guy's even worse than me. Always showing off his father's cash, saying that he wants to be my friend. It's gonna be a good investment and all that, but I want nothing to do with him. So what are we gonna do about this? As Naruto clenches fists, I have already spoken to the Hokage. I'll just have to wait for now. As Sasuke nodded, a few days later, an envoy retrieved Naruto and brought him towards the Hokage's office. As Naruto stepped inside, upon entering inside, Ayam was in there, along with Jiro as well, who was smiling rather happily. Ah, Naruto, glad that you arrived. So this is a kid, huh? Jiro said. Naruto, is it? As he turned towards Naruto. I don't know what you thought you saw, but it seems like you've misseen things, because Ayam here is my girlfriend. And he blushed a bit. I have to say, despite the short amount of time we've been dating, I already love her, he said. And she feels the same way. He looked towards her. Of course, she said. I love him too. Naruto-kun, I don't know what you saw, but I'm fine. A nearby training field had some rare herbs that grew in the top house of a nearby tree. And I accidentally fell when I went to reach for it. And those bruise marks you saw are from those. I could understand why you believe that I was being hurt, but as I said, it was nothing to do with that. So you filing this complaint is, well, it's wrong. But still, she leaned forward and kissed him right in the forehead. I appreciate you looking out for me. Yeah, big guy, said Jiro. Thanks for looking out for my girlfriend. As you can see, Naruto Hiruzen said, there's nothing going on. Yeah, I'm fine, Ayam said. Alright, you two. Sorry to waste your time, you're dismissed, Hiruzen said. As the both of them left the office, as Naruto stared at Hiruzen, who released a sigh. I know, Hiruzen said. He's lying. She is too, but I don't know why. I spoke to her one-on-one, but she refused. She told me that everything is alright. Something is going on, but I'm unable to do anything. Without her saying anything, I'm unable to do anything about it. But now knowing this, I doubt he will try to do anything to harm her. But I'll keep an eye on the situation to make sure that everything is alright. As Naruto nodded his head, he did not say a single word. May I go now? He asked after a while. Yes, said Hiruzen, as Naruto turned his back and left. As Naruto was making his way, he saw Jiro there standing. As Naruto walked past him, he spoke. Had to go and run your big mouth, huh? Well, you should know. Things are about to get worse. It won't be today or tomorrow, but they're gonna get worse. as he walked off rather quickly. As Naruto walked, before his hand was grabbed as he was pulled away by Ayam. She didn't say anything all the way as she brought him toward the store. She opened the flap as she brought him inside. My father is not in the village. He's out gathering some rare herbs at a market a distance away. He doesn't know about this. No one does. I told you to leave it alone. You're lying, said Naruto. Yes, I am, she said. But you must understand. I'm going to tell you something that you can't tell anyone. You have to promise me. As Naruto nodded, she released a breath. I didn't know who he was at first. He was so nice and charming when we first met, and I fell for him. But it was after we started dating he started to show his real colors. But I tried to break it off. And what happened, said Naruto. His father is a very wealthy man, Naruto. And this entire block section, he's planning on buying it. And Drew told me that if I don't do as he says, he's gonna have his father put me and my father out, shutting down the shop. They own most of the shopping district area. And he's gonna make sure that we never sell ramen in the village ever again. He's gonna drive us in to poverty. As long as I do what he said he won't. He won't do anything bad. Everything was going fine until I tried to voice my own opinions. And that is what led to the accident, she said. Please, as she gripped him by the shirt, I need you to just forget about this. I need you to stop talking about it. If I don't do anything out of the way, he will just be happy. And as long as he's happy, my father's business will be fine. I can't be the one to make him go bankrupt. After mom died, the business means a lot to him. You think he cares about this business more than you? No, she said, but still, he loves doing what he does. He loves serving and cooking ramen. So please, just forget about it. I'm begging you, she said. Some things are just unable to be solved. I understand, said Naruto. You'll forget about it, she asked. Yes. I care more about you than anything else. As Naruto nodded, she hugged him rather tightly. Thank you, she said, as she gave him a kiss on the forehead. How about some ramen on the house? As she smiled. Yeah, sure thing. Time skip. Naruto made his way home. Of course he was not gonna let it go. But when he arrived home he saw the landlord, as she was standing there waiting for him. She was one of the few persons that didn't actually hate him. She was an old lady. She had this apologetic look on her face. What's wrong? I'm sorry, my boy, she said. What do you mean? You know that I pay rent for the property, correct? As Naruto nodded. Yes, she paid for the spaces despite holding the building. Recently I got a notification to shut this place down. They want to put a new shopping district here. However, to stop that from happening, to stop this place from being sold out, Naruto knew that the place was not that 100%. And he knew that the woman would not get a fair price for it. I was asked to kick you out, she said. If I don't, I have to put everyone else out as well. And I'm gonna lose everything. I don't know who you pissed off or what you did, but someone has a grudge against you. I'm so sorry, she said. It's alright, said Naruto. The woman felt pain, literally pain, for doing this. She knew how much he has been through. She didn't see him as a monster like everyone else. The child was just that, a normal child. She saw the way he'd take care of his plants, and the animals that he brought around, that seemed to just love him. And she felt real pain doing this. I wouldn't want you to lose anything because of me. Thank you for making me live here, said Naruto. As a single tear ran down the woman's cheek. Time skip. There was a pounding on his door. As Sasuke opened his door. What the? Oh, Naruto, he said. What's up? I need a place to stay, said Naruto. Huh? It was then that Sasuke noticed the bags. What's going on? A few moments later, as Sasuke was in front of Naruto with a cup of tea. I need you to do something for me. What's that? I need you to get this Jiro guy alone, away from the people. Tell him that you want to be his friend. What are you? I can't tell you. I'm gonna do something, and I don't want you involved. I'm not gonna tell you ever what I did. I'm gonna do something bad. And you will most likely get into trouble if this ever come back to link to you. It's something really dangerous. What time? Said Sasuke. As Naruto nodded. Time skip. Jiro had a smile on his face. For one thing, Ayam was following his rules. The reason why he had went a bit rough with her was because she wasn't putting out. They were dating for some time now. He was playing the nice guy at first, but she started to become a bit off-putting. He had yet to sleep with her at all. But he had made it clear that if she didn't do what he said, well, she would be put out on her ass. It was rather easy to get the amount of money to buy out the complex area and give that old woman an ultimatum. She either put out that demon brat or, well, everyone else get evicted. Money was truly an amazing thing, and once you have it, you are literally a god. At the moment though, he hadn't told his father about any of this, not to mention his meeting with Sasuke. He had meant for it to be a surprise to his father to show him that he was competent in doing business as well. And once he got the Uchiha to trust him and gain those property that his family owned, he will bring them to his father as a present. After all, his father was not getting any younger. Him and his father was like the same person. They both believe in the same thing. Once you have money, you could do anything you possibly can. You are in charge. As he was walking with said Uchiha, they were making their way towards his compound. It was rather late, but still Jiro didn't mind. The place was empty though, as he didn't see anyone around. As the group walked by a near alleyway, it was then that it happened. Jiro's sense of being on the ground just shifted. The next thing he knew, he was in mid-air. He was confused what was going on until he felt agonizing pain. Back with Sasuke, Sasuke saw what happened, as he did as Naruto told him to do. He trusted Naruto enough to not to get involved, as he said. And a moment he was walking with Jiro past the alleyway, and Naruto shot past and grabbed him by the face, the barrier that was set up around Konoha when people were trying to infiltrate or leave the village was quickly able to be surpassed by Naruto because he simply uses wind manipulation right at the edge of it. Naruto could not fly, but you could basically call it flying. Sasuke watches Naruto step on mid-air, the current of the wind guiding him. He gripped Jiro's face rather tightly as he moved off with him. A distance away, BAM! Jiro cried out in pain as his back hit the stone ground. He coughed up blood as it quickly rushed in his mouth. He was confused, his head was dizzy. I warned you. That is when he saw him standing there. Jiro was confused. Who are... It was then that he saw him. You damn demonic brat! Are you crazy? You've injured me. Do you know who the hell I am? As Naruto stood there, I've warned you. Yet you still hurt her. One of my precious people. I care for a little people in this world, but she is one of them that I care for, and you dare put your filthy, disgusting hands on her. You can still stop what you're doing right now, said Jiro. I can still keep this a secret, but you will have to go on your knees and beg me to do so. The amount of power I hold, I can have you thrown into prison for the rest of your life. So I suggest you go on your knees right now and beg me not to throw you into prison. Not that it will do much. Those hands of yours, said Naruto. Huh? Have you lost your mind? That is what you used to hurt her. As Naruto stepped forward, Joe stepped back as he realized that he couldn't fight. That was the thing, he was a civilian. You wouldn't hurt me. You would get into trouble. You know who my father is, right? All Joe saw was a green light. The next thing he knew, slice! Blood started to spurt from the limbs that remained. Drew looked down towards the ground as he saw both of his hands chopped off. He released a blood-curdling scream as he collapsed. "What the hell have you done?" he said as he looked at his hands on the ground. Blood started to spread out of the stumps that were left. Naruto slammed a kick into his chest as he coughed up blood as he dropped right on his stomach as Naruto pulled his fist back. "I warned you." Bam! Naruto right fist connect with his face. Bam! Left fist, right, bam, left, right, bam, left. How does it feel? As Naruto kept on beating him until his face was a blobbing mess. No one hurt the people I care about and live. The sky cracked with lightning and thunder. People like you, thinking that you can bully because you have money, because you have power. None of that mean anything to me. The only thing that matter right now is that you messed up by hurting someone I care about, and for that, Naruto gripped his skull. "You're gonna die!" The sky parted as an arc of electricity ran down and decimated where Naruto sat. Jiro could only scream for a second as his mouth was already crushed, his throat badly destroyed. The area was decimated. The lightning ripped and tore apart everything. When the smoke and the dust cleared, Naruto was still sitting down. However, the body of Jiro was gone. It was eviscerated. The ground was black torch. As Naruto's eyes were flickering between a reddish color and a whitish color as he looked around. However, before he could move, vines erupted from the ground and gripped his right and left arm. "Let go of me," said Naruto. There was no one there, yet he was speaking as electricity started to sparkle all over his body. "I said let me go," he roared. However, more vines erupted and gripped onto him tightly before they slammed him face first into the ground. As they covered his body, it allowed Naruto to calm down. The anger subsided as the electricity started to die out. His face returned back to neutral. His eyes returning back to normal. The vines then slowly released him as Naruto released several deep breaths before he patted the ground. "I'm sorry," he said as one of the vines came out as it rested on his shoulder. "I'm alright now," he said as he calmed himself down. "I'm alright." Time skip. The next day was going well until an envoy arrived and told Naruto that he was summoned immediately towards the council chambers. As Naruto was taken away by the envoys, he hadn't seen Sasuke or Ayame yet. When he got to the chamber, Hiruzen was already inside. The three elders, including Danzo, and there was also a man there as well that Naruto did not recognize, but he looked just like Jiro instead, a lot older, as he was stern and serious. "Ah, you're here. Do you know why you were called here?" Homura said. "No," said Naruto. "Naruto Uzumaki," Hiruzen said, as Naruto looked towards Hokage. "What is your relationship with Jiro Matsuratu?" he asked. "I don't have one." The man that Naruto did not know spoke. "Then would you mind telling me why my son took action in seizing the property of a local apartment complex? However, that transaction was pulled and you were evicted afterwards. Would you mind telling me what happened there?" "Who are you?" said Naruto. "My name is Hayato Matsuratu, and the reason why you're here is because my son Jiro has gone missing. So would you mind telling me what is your relationship with my son?" What does that have to do with anything, said Naruto. Child, I'm not in the mood for games. Now tell me, what is your relationship with my son? I do not have any with him, said Naruto. Then why the transgression? Why? Were you kicked out of your apartment complex? I don't know. Maybe because your son is just an ass. The man got to his feet. You better watch your mouth, child, or else. Or else what? Said Naruto. What exactly are you gonna do to me? Naruto, Hiruzen said. As Naruto looked towards the old man, before he calmed down. Why was I summoned here? He asked. Answer the question, Hiruzen said. There was an altercation between your son and my friend Ayam. I reported it. It seems like I was wrong though. But your son decided to follow up actions and have me kicked out of my apartment. And that was that. And now my son is missing. Would you elaborate where you were last night? I was at training ground number 42 training by myself. Can anyone be a witness of this? Hiruzen waved his hand as an envoy entered with a mask. Okage-sama, I can elaborate that Uzumaki-san has been at training ground 42 training the entire night. You had me watch, Naruto asked. But Hiruzen did not answer that. Hayato frowned though. Ninjas can be really tricky. So forgive me, Hokage-sama, if I don't take his word for it. Can I go now? Said Naruto. No, Hayato said. We're not finished talking to you. As Naruto turned towards the man. Do you believe that you can tell me what to do? You don't know who I am, do you, child? But know this. If I find out that you have anything to do with my son, disappearance. Again, before you finish that sentence. But it seems like you won't. What exactly can you do to me? Said Naruto. Yes, you're a big shot with a lot of money. But, said Naruto as he lifted up his shirt, applying chakra to his stomach. Do you know what is sealed away inside of here? The strongest beast throughout the elemental nation, the Kyuubi. Danzo's eyes narrowed. So did Hiruzen, in shock. The two elders remained quiet. I have already proven myself to this village even though I am not yet a ninja, which I will be in a couple of weeks. Which I will then go on to be a good asset to Konoha. So tell me exactly what are you going to do to me? I am the Jinchuriki of the Kyuubi. Do you really think they're going to lock me away? Or throw me away because of your word even though I have nothing to do with your idiotic son? I am too important to this village to let anything happen to me. And what exactly are you saying? Said Hayato. That you can go unpunished because of what you are. Of what I am, said Naruto, as he looked directly in the man's eyes. People like you sicken me the most, thinking that your money and your wealth can get you out of anything. I don't have anything to do with your son. But come after me, and like you said, you will find out exactly what I am. Is that a threat? Hayato asked. No, I'm merely telling you what will happen if someone steps to me. I'm not just gonna stand by. I'm gonna defend myself. That's enough, Hiruzen said. As you can see, Hayato, we have clear location of where Naruto was last night. So he has nothing to do with your son's disappearance. We will continue the investigation, which I'm sure that you will do on your end as well. Oh, I will. And I will find out what happened to my son. As he got up and left, Naruto, come with me, Hiruzen said. As Hiruzen took Naruto to his office, leaving Danzo there. But instead of frowning or anything, Danzo was actually smiling to himself, as he seemed rather happy though. Moments later, Hiruzen sat down with a frown. When did you find out? He asked. I'm not an idiot, said Naruto. Demons. Monster, that is what they call me. It wasn't hard to find out after I started being more friends with Sasuke. The Uchihas have a background on Bijus, and about the other nations as well. So I was the sacrifice the third Hokage decided to use to make a Jinchuriki. Yes, Hiruzen said. I know that you must be upset. Yes, I am, said Naruto. Or I was. But someone had to be the sacrifice, I guess. I was just there at the wrong place at the wrong time. Hiruzen sighed what that man said in there. He is just in grief because of his missing son. You are not, I know, said Naruto. I am Naruto Uzumaki, not the Kyuubi. Hiruzen nodded as he glad that Naruto understood. Naruto, tell me, did you have anything to do with that boy's disappearance? No, said Naruto. Hiruzen sighed. Look on his face clearly showed that he did not believe it. So far there has been no evidence of anything regarding that boy. Most likely he just left the village. In which case he was probably kidnapped. We will have to take further step in to find out what happened to him. Yes, said Naruto. May I go now? Yes, said Hiruzen. But before you go, as Naruto paused at the door, I heard what you said in there quite clearly. That doesn't mean that you're above the law. Do you understand me? He said. Of course I'm not above the law. No one is, said Naruto. I'm glad you understand, Hiruzen said. Alright, you may go now. As Naruto left, time skipped. Sometime later, as Naruto removed the flap, as he sat down in his stool, I almost standing there. Her face was blank as she looked at him. She spoke. I was questioned this morning about Juro location. Is that so? Said Naruto. He's missing and no one can find him. It's like he's just vanished. Is that so? Said Naruto. Their father isn't back yet, he asked. No, he's not. As tears came to her eyes as she spoke, they ran down her cheek. Are you okay? She asked, looking at him. Am I okay? What do you mean? Does anyone... I don't know what you're talking about, said Naruto. Oh, she said as she understood. Well, at least she hoped that she understood. Did Naruto really had something to do with Juro's disappearance? Everything is alright now and you're safe. And no one will be buying this complex and kicking you or your father out. The tears ran down her cheeks. Trembling. I didn't want you to... As Naruto placed a hand on her own. Why are you crying? As I said, there's nothing wrong. Now come on, I'm hungry. How about some bowls of ramen, he said. She wiped the tears as she leaned in. As she gave him a kiss right in the forehead and hugged him. She hugged him really tightly, but she didn't say a word. Meanwhile that was going on, Hiruzen sighed. That was quite the show, wasn't it? Said Danzo Shimura as he stood in front of Hiruzen. It seems the child knows how valuable he is to Konoha. And Sasuke Uchiha as well has shown immense growth. He is possibly close to Itachi, or close to what Itachi was at this age, which is really impressive. So that goes to show how strong is Naruto Uzumaki. If my research is correct, he's said to be stronger than Sasuke. And what if he is? Hiruzen said. Well, the child needs to be kept under proper lock. After all, you heard it yourself. He is valuable to the village. Does he believe that he is above the law? Of course not. He knows where he stands. Naruto is a good kid. And yet, someone that was causing him problems suddenly disappear. You should be careful what you're suggesting, Danzo, said Hiruzen. Oh, don't turn this on me. I'm merely making a speculation, Danzo said. However, the reason I'm here, Naruto and Sasuke has proven to be in a league of their own regarding the academy. Placing another academy student on their team would be a big waste. What do you mean by that? Well, I have someone that I've personally trained. Around their age group that would be wonderful to be placed on their team. Who would not hold the team back. You were the one that trained the Sanins in your time. How about you let a real Jonin sensei put these three to the test? After all, the village will need future protectors, and they will need to be strong. And this person you have. Who are they? Here's an axe. As Danzo smirked at that. Meanwhile that was going on, a man stood in front of Hayato. You're telling me he just left last night? Yes, unfortunately he left without telling anyone where he was going. Hayato had a big frown in his face. His son had left to do something. Hayato did not fully believe that Naruto was not involved in this. Ninjas could do all kind of things. And if he couldn't find his son, he needed someone to blame for this. And who else to blame but the scapegoat of the village? Which he was gonna make suffer if he was indeed the reason why his son is missing. Or even worse, if his son is... He clenches fists. He's gonna make sure that child pay. But guys, to be in right here, if you want to see the next part and do, like, subscribe, comment down below, and turn on that bell notification to see posted. Remember to share to all of your friends and social media platform. But I'm off for now. See you guys soon. Peace.